Hey there, it's me again. I'm Brittany from Teach Blog Travel and TPT Seller Central, and today I'm here with a few tips to help brand new sellers on Teachers Pay Teachers start to earn more from their stores. When you're first getting started, there are a few things that you absolutely must have and invest in, whether you are actually paying for it or whether you're just spending the time to find free stuff. And that is clip art, fonts, and then some kind of program or tool to actually design your resources. So that could be Canva, or that could be PowerPoint or Google Docs, and so on. So you can use free resources. Just make sure that you know the terms of use and that you're able to create commercial use resources with whatever you're trying to use. Otherwise, you can be liable and end up having to give back money that you've earned. I don't want that to happen to you. Today, I'm specifically going to be talking about fonts. It is so important to make sure that you have quality, beautiful fonts on your resources. If you think about it, if you don't have good fonts on your resources, then it's basically like someone or anyone could have just brought up Microsoft Word or PowerPoint or Google Docs, use any old random thing, threw something together, and put it up on Teachers Pay Teachers. We don't want to do that. We want for whoever buys your resources to be super happy, to leave you glowing reviews, and give you that social proof you need to kind of build up your credibility so that other people come along and buy more of your resources. There are so many places, thankfully, where you can get free quality fonts, and Teachers Pay Teachers happens to be one of them. So if you're brand new to fonts, I actually have another video that really walks you through where to find free fonts, how to make sure that you can actually use them, that they're eligible for commercial use, how to install them, add them onto PowerPoint, and then credit them so we can make sure that we keep other creators happy too. Or if you're just in a hurry and you need to make some resources and you just need some free fonts right now, be sure to grab the freebie under the description of this video, because I have an awesome freebie that lists all kinds of beautiful free fonts that you can find on Teachers Pay Teachers. I also in the description share some different sites that you can use to go find fonts, although I will say, even though I've curated this list, it's always important for you to do your due diligence when you're looking up different fonts, clip arts, and elements that you want to use in your designs. When you're starting to look for fonts, there are a few different types of fonts, and so you want to keep that in mind as you're searching so that you know exactly what you need. First kind of font is a serif font. A serif font is any kind of font that has the little tails on the end. It's kind of hard to explain without showing you, so I'll be sure to have some examples in the description as well where you can go look at different kinds of fonts. But basically, serif means it has the little tails on the ends, and it kind of helps some people to be able to track when they're reading. Track means to go from one word to the other, and so some people find it really helpful. Another type of font is sans-serif. Sans means no or none, so sans-serif just means that there are none of those little tails that I'm talking about. Again, check out the descriptions. It's a visual thing and it'd be easier for you to see it. So serif means there are the tails, sans-serif means no tails. And these are usually like the typeface fonts that we're used to seeing like on papers and stuff. And script fonts, we all love our script fonts. Those are the beautiful, handwritten, sometimes artsy fonts that are really pretty but often also hard to read. So if you're making resources on Teachers Pay Teachers, you definitely want to keep in mind that kids are reading your resources, right? So make sure that you use resources that are use fonts that are easy for kids to read. And one thing you could even do is when you're creating resources to add that extra layer of value and support for your teachers who buy your products, you can actually have multiple pages with different fonts so that if a student is dyslexic or has some other kind of disability or just something that kind of makes it harder for them to see certain fonts, then that way they have more options to choose from, and teachers will appreciate that and they'll consider that when they're reviewing your products. Another type of font is display, and these are usually the ones that we see bolded. They're like a headliner. They're usually specifically for headlines or headings, and so it's kind of hard to explain. So hopefully by this point you'll see a couple different descriptions down, or a couple different examples down in the description below, and definitely check out the font freebie I have. It's going to show you all kinds of places to get free fonts, and I also have some examples of those different types of fonts in that freebie, so it's worth checking out. When you're creating products, it's really good to have some kind of continuity and brand cohesion, and so you want to think about fonts that you would want to use all the time. So it'd be really good to have a serif or sans-serif font and a script font that are kind of your go-to. You could use 3 fonts and possibly 4 depending on what you're doing, but you want to make sure that they all go together well, and you want to make it so uniquely you that when someone is scrolling through Teachers Pay Teachers, they see your product cover, they see your little logo and your name pop up, and they're like, ah yes, I knew that was her because the product cover, it has her colors, they all look kind of similar, and it's using her fonts. That's exactly what you want. So you want to make sure that you're using those same fonts over and over again, and that they're easy for kids to read, and of course, that they're pretty and that they look good together. Canva, which is an awesome program tool that I'm actually an affiliate for, has a really great font pairing guide. So I'll be sure to link that down in the description as well. I mean, it's better than anything I could write, so it's just good to share what is already there. If you have any questions about Teachers Pay Teachers and growing your store on there, or about fonts specifically, be sure to drop them in the comments below. I respond to every comment. Talk to you soon. And if you haven't already, be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and click on the little bell to make sure that you never miss a notification of a new video posted.